colours of Lady O'Shea. Pink jacket, white sleeves with blue stars, number 6, Deep Spirit. What's coming in front of the stands is number 2, Stintino Sunset. Going to be taken around by Fred Larson, who claims the 3 for Julia Fielden. Steve Clark and partners, mauve colours with the white star. Red and green for Astronomica, George Wood for Dr. John Scargill, Stuart Howard and GB Horse Racing. Numbers 1, Dream Frontier in the grey colours with the pink stars. Callum Shepherd claiming 3 for Camilla Poulton. Colours of Mrs. C.D. Poulton. And yellow and purple Hoops Racing Demon for John Manser and Simon Treacher. David Probert riding for Ed de Giles. 6 runners then for our final event of the evening, making their way down towards the starting point at the mile. Opened up as joint favourites, Racing Demon and Optic, who was very well back during the course of the day, but just drifting slightly closer to the off. So it's 2-1 for Racing Demon, 5-2 for Optic, Stintino Sunset 100-30, 13-2 for Deep Spirit, 12-1 Astronomica, and outsider at 22-1 is Dream Frontier. 6 runners heading down towards the start for our final event of the evening. Thank you all very much indeed for your attendance today. Pleased that the weather sort of held off. It is pretty dark out there, but hopefully you've all had a really enjoyable time with us here at our Coronation Race Night. And a reminder, this begins a whole sequence of Monday evening racing. One exception being the afternoon on Monday the 29th of May, but you can come racing here Monday the 15th, 22nd of May, and then all of the Mondays through June as well, several of which are themed with the Irish Race Night, 90s Race Night, and the Noughties Race Night, before we have our big 3-day festival early on in July. Full details on the back of your race cards, or of course by visiting our website, windsor-racecourse.co.uk. Good luck in finding the winner of our final event, for which the runners are heading down towards the start. Safe journey home, and enjoy the rest of what is left of the bank holiday weekend. So, Racing Demon's favourite. This market was even money Racing Demon with Optic at 8-1. So Racing Demon, who's had a couple of chances, we're slightly concerned with horses that have names of good horses that days gone by. It's not his fault, I suppose, but Racing Demon has yet to win in 10 starts. Mukhara is the sire, Kodiak, the dam, placed on heavy, so, sorry, the dam sire, Kodiak. Yeah, Racing Demon should be there. His second Sparks Fly when it was desperate conditions here at the back end, and prior to that had run second at Kempton, so an obvious contender. Far less obvious is obviously Optic, who's having the first run in handicaps, and it would appear that a mark of 50 is perceived to be generous maybe by those close to the horse or those who have some idea. So far you wouldn't have really picked that. Slow away on all 3, well, 2 or 3 starts, never really showed. I have to admit I'm always a little bit sceptical on whether handicappers should give marks as quickly off the back of those sorts of runs, because it must be absolute guesswork. And as a result, trying to assess the chance of Optic is very, very difficult, because it could be absolutely thrown in, blinkered first time off 50. Or that might be perfectly reasonable. I just don't see how you can draw any strong conclusions. And maybe horses would just have to finish a little bit closer in order for marks to be allocated. But anyway, that's for another date. Optic's been backed. We will see whether it's inspired money. There is the horse, blinkered for the first time. Make of it what you will. You can obviously do all your stats about David Simcock horses first in handicaps. Obviously a relatively large trainer having a horse that's very lowly rated. Sometimes that can be a vehicle to keeping them for once or twice. Sometimes it can be a vehicle that they move on pretty swiftly. But there is Optic. Astronomica, 4 starts. One of those has been in handicaps and he didn't show up, so he was last of 11 at Kempton on the all-weather. The question mark will be, I suppose, whether he can handle these conditions. Back to joint favourites, Optic and Racing Demon, 9-4 each of 2. Stintino Sunset, 3-1. 6-1 Deep Spirit. It's 12-1 Astronomica. And Dream Frontier, 28-1. And Optic now looks likely to go off favourite, 2-1, as Racing Demon edges out to 5-2. So money continuing to come for Optic. Should mention Stintino Sunset, who've had a little bit more attempts to gauge what the horse is worth. Was actually just behind Deep Spirit in a handicap at Lingfield. Has only placed once from 10 starts. That one was on heavy ground, however, so that may well be part of the reason for the support. 100% certain to stay, I wouldn't have thought, but Stintino Sunset's been running over a mile. So loading up for our last. So runners heading into the starting stalls for our final event of the evening. Going forward, we have Deep Spirit. Moving in for William and Tony Carson. Behind Deep Spirit, we'll have the red and green colours of Astronomica. Racing Demon is yet to go forward, and likewise Dream Frontier. Astronomica moves in. Last one forward will be Racing Demon. They're off and racing. Stintino Sunset leads them away from the stalls for the last, but his rider glances across and doesn't appear to want to lead early on. That honour goes to Deep Spirit, who moves up in the early stages to take the lead. So Deep Spirit it is who has the advantage. Stintino Sunset races in second. Dream Frontier is in third. Racing Demon is in fourth place ahead of Optic in the hooped colours of beige and green. And at the back is Astronomica. Already moving into the bottom turn with Deep Spirit, rejoined by Stintino Sunset on the outside. Racing in third is Dream Frontier from Racing Demon, Optic, and Astronomica is last of all. Stintino Sunset continuing to take a keen grip on steady gallop on the outside of Deep Spirit. And if anything, the pace has steadied still further round the turn. Racing Demon, yellow colours, shows in third place ahead of Dream Frontier, Astronomica. And last of all now is Optic as they make their way up the home straight. And we're heading towards the halfway stage of this Sky Sports Racing Sky 415 handicap. Deep Spirit on the running rail. Stintino Sunset one off it in the mauve jacket, then Racing Demon. Behind these, encouraged along is Dream Frontier, Astronomica, and Optic. Just given a shake of the reins, but has got a bit of traffic to negotiate, Optic, as they make their way down inside the final 3 furlongs, and the dash for home begins. Stintino Sunset on the outside of Deep Spirit. Racing Demon comes next, Astronomica. Then behind these, Dream Frontier and Optic with work to do at this stage. Demon in the yellow colours, then towards the right is Astronomica. They're all edging towards the centre, but they have the advantage. Stintino Sunset for Fred Larson. Racing Demon on the outside for David Probert, and then Astronomica, who's still rallying over on the far side. Getting to the lead is Racing Demon, but Astronomica is coming home the best, and Astronomica for George Wood gets up to win the last. Racing Demon second again. In third, Stintino Sunset and Optic got going far too late in fourth.